I want to take a moment to be really clear about something, especially because I work alongside doctors, chiropractors, physical therapists, personal trainers, midwives, and other birth workers every single day. Whenever minerals or HTMA come up, there's often a quiet question underneath the curiosity. How does this fit with what I already do? So today I want to explain why I start with minerals, what this approach actually supports, and just as importantly, what it does not replace. Hi, I'm Regina Conquinza, integrative health practitioner and fertility specialist. This channel is about root causes and intelligent sequencing, understanding what the body needs first so that the care you're already giving can actually work better. If you're interested in that kind of clarity, go ahead and like the video and subscribe. Let me say this clearly. Mineral work is not diagnostic. It does not replace medical care, blood work or imaging, chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, personal training, or midwifery care. This is not a competing system. It's a foundational support layer. Minerals don't override other care, but they do determine how well the body can respond to it. Here's why that matters. Every system in the body runs on minerals. The nervous system, muscle contraction and relaxation, hormone signaling, stress responses, detox pathways, digestion, ovulation, and fertility. All of it requires minerals to function. So when someone is getting adjusted, doing physical therapy, training hard, or preparing their body for pregnancy, the real question underneath that care becomes, does the body have the resources to adapt? Because when mineral reserves are low, the body compensates. We'll see adjustments don't hold. Recovery takes longer. Training depletes instead of builds. Stress stays elevated. Hormones remain dysregulated. And that doesn't mean that the care is wrong, but it does mean that the body is under-resourced. This is where hair tissue mineral analysis comes in. HTMA is a soft tissue mineral biopsy, and that distinction matters because soft tissue is where metabolism, stress, and adaptation actually happen. HTMA shows us how fast or slow the metabolism is running, how stressed the nervous system has actually been over time, whether digestion, detoxification, thyroid, and adrenal systems have the resources to respond to care. Unlike blood or urine testing, this isn't a momentary snapshot. It's a time averaged trend, and that answers a very practical question. Is this body ready for deeper work, or does it need resourcing first? This is why minerals are my starting point. Not because they're more important than anything else, but because they influence everything else. There are a few key ways that this has shaped my work. First, mineral rebalancing allows me to support clients regardless of their diagnosis because I'm not chasing symptoms. I'm resourcing the terrain. Secondly, it tells me how much a body can handle. How hard can I push? How many changes can I suggest? Is this time for rebuilding or restraint? Third, it gives me insight into the nervous system, digestion, and detox capacity, so I know what additional support is actually needed. And it's really when those systems begin to stabilize, the body often starts rebalancing on its own. Let me give you a practical example from my own chiropractor. My chiropractor used to always ask me if I was drinking my body armor. And while I used to tell them I would cringe at the ingredients in there, he was really asking because of the potassium. And that's not random. Muscle tone, tissue tightness, and chronic tension often depend on what I call the big four minerals: calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. I see this constantly with clients whose HTMA shows a fast metabolic pattern. These are people with anxiety, tight, painful bodies, chronic tension, difficulty relaxing. Without adequate magnesium and potassium, the body literally cannot relax. So no matter how good the adjustment is, the massage, The nervous system pulls them right back into tension. Mineral rebalancing doesn't fix that overnight, but over time, it allows the body to hold the changes. This really matters for your hardest clients because these are the clients where the symptoms don't match conventional patterns, recovery is slow or inconsistent, that eat less and move more advice does not work. They keep doing the care, but they plateau. Or they walk away saying, this didn't work for me. My role is to help uncover what's actually holding them back so they can continue with your services and finally see results. This is not competition, but this is completion. It helps prevent endless care without progress. It improves retention. And it allows you to offer more comprehensive, high-level support when you're stuck. Mineral work works best when it's done over time, not as a one-off. Because the body didn't become depleted overnight, and it doesn't rebuild that way either. This is especially important in fertility. And this was really one of my entry points into this work. I came into this work through gut health because I learned both personally and clinically that the gut and vaginal microbiomes are deeply connected. For many women, that connection is the missing link to getting pregnant. But gut work is often oversimplified. It's not just kombucha, sauerkraut, and some over-the-counter probiotics. When we talk gut, we're talking about this lumen that starts in the mouth, the whole oral microbiome, your stomach acid, intestine, small intestine, colon, gallbladder, liver, each with their own role. And without sequencing, I see people spin their wheels. When I just began sequencing the care, everything changed. But when I added mineral rebalancing first, that was revolutionary because there is so much the body is willing to do on its own when it's finally resourced. And personally, this matters to me deeply. Mineral rebalancing was a huge part of what I attribute my own health, pregnancy, and home birth to. I gave birth at 41 and a half weeks to a 10-pound baby at home in my guest bathroom. And that outcome wasn't accidental. It was built on years of resourcing my body at a foundational level after being told I would never be able to get pregnant in my 20s. So here's the lens that I work from. Mineral work doesn't replace anyone's role. It supports the body so the care already being given actually can land. It helps doctors, chiropractors, physical therapists, trainers, and midwives get more complete results, especially when the body isn't responding the way it should. That's the work I do. And in the next videos, I'll show you exactly how all of this shows up in fertility, ovulation, hormones, stress, and nervous system regulation. Because when the foundation is in place, everything else finally makes sense. We'll see you in the next one.